Hello, in this video, I am going to be talking to you. Oh, by the way, I'm Scott, and this is my retired life. In this video, we're going to talk about 6 ways that will improve your life, your retirement, immediately, no matter what age you are. Immediately. Yes, right now. Immediately. Number 1, don't live in the past. That's the worst thing you can do. Remember the past, remember the good stuff, learn from the bad stuff, etc. But live in the present. If there's something going on that you want to be part of, for me it's like, let's say there's a car show on the weekend. I'll go to the car show. Spend the time doing things that you enjoy, not the things that you used to enjoy. The things you can enjoy now, whether, if you have a physical ailment that you can't, do it now. Your ailment is going to get worse. Your time is getting shorter on this planet. Harsh truth. But don't live in the past, live in the present and the future. The future will give you something to look forward to and get excited about. I'm excited about Christmas coming up. We bought a new place in Casa Grande, and I get to spend my first Christmas there. Yes, I had 10 great Christmases in my other house in Arizona, but this year it's a new house, new excitement. Get excited about it. Number 2, and this should really be number 1, stop neglecting your personal health. Because your personal health is what keeps you going, right? If it deteriorates, you're just going to turn into a basket case. Now, and this is embarrassing, when I started really a couple months ago, really taking my health seriously, in 2 months I've lost 8 pounds. 8 pounds. I'm pretty proud of that. Just by eating better, less junk, and I feel better. My days are longer. I don't fall asleep before, in the evening, take a pre-nap before you go to bed. I don't do that anymore. My physical well-being is better. I'm exercising more. I'm out on the golf course. I don't feel stiff. My back isn't hurting anymore. It's helping. Now, I got a lot more that I want to lose, but I'm seriously concentrating on my health. And it has improved. It really has. So don't forget to look after yourself, because if you don't look after yourself, you can't help anybody else either. And if you're in a marriage, you might have to look after your spouse one day, and you have to be physically fit to do that. So I'm not only doing this for me, I'm doing it for my wife too. In case she watches this video. Number 3, and this is kind of important. It really is, as much as you shouldn't spend a lot of time on it. Stop avoiding new technologies, right? There's only so many record players left, but embrace it. My mom and dad got a cell phone. They're 86 and 92 this year in December, next month. They got a cell phone, and I text them pictures, and they love it. They don't even have a computer, but they got a cell phone. They didn't want a computer. They watch everything they want to watch on the news. But they got this new tech, and they're quite surprised by it all. They say they can't use it, but they got my messages. So, new tech, new computers, new gadgets. It's like looking forward to Christmas, right? For me it is. I look forward to the new cameras coming out. Now, I look at them and I search them and I ask myself, do I need it? And in this case right now, I don't need a new camera, but I will in some day. I'll get bored with my other one. But right now, I don't need a new camera. I need a new computer, a desktop. I've got a laptop that works fine, but I want a desktop, a fast desktop for editing these type of videos. So I'm embracing the new products that are coming out, and I'm searching them out. It keeps your mind sharp, and it keeps you looking forward, and you get to see so much more with tech. And it just doesn't mean computers. It could mean your GPS in your car. You might want an electric car to save on gas, and that's all computer generated stuff. You have to learn that stuff. Do you remember going back way back in the history of cars, and you had to push a button and it would go to a station, or you had to turn the dial to fix onto a station. And then somebody bumped the dial and you got upset because you have to go find it again. Well, that's old tech. Now it's Google, do this for me, right? And it does. So embrace tech. It'll make your life easier and it will make you more knowledgeable. Just be very wary and critically think on what you're reading on new tech. Number 4, stop setting big goals for yourself. They're very depressing. You can't reach them. You're going to travel the world once you're retired and you don't. Reality is you probably won't. You'll travel, but you might not travel the world. Like you wanted to do a world cruise or something. It just doesn't happen. But set little goals. Like for me, I'm setting my goals for better health and weight, 5-pound increments. And I'm down 8. So I've already met one goal. I'm going to meet the second one, the third one. And then I've got other goals once I meet a certain threshold that I'm going to start doing some weight training. But I'm doing them in baby steps so they're attainable. And any goal that you set, just make it practical and attainable. It'll help in your retirement. And it'll improve you. It'll improve your attitude, your excitement, your everything that you've got to look forward to. Number 5, stop resisting change. Again, this kind of goes in with the tech thing, but lifestyles are changing. Life from the 50s is not what it is now. You have to accept that. Back in the 50s, the wife would stay at home and work. Now it almost takes 2 incomes and then some to raise a family. So that life change it might not affect you because you're older and you're set up, but it affects your kids and your grandkids. So with that change, you might want to change your thought and help your daughter or son and your grandkids a little more because their lifestyle is hard and changed, and you've got to accept that it's not the 50s anymore. You can't walk outside and leave your door unlocked and not know where your kids are. That's just one example. There's many, many more. Cars are a new example. It's nice to see the old cars and the muscle cars and everything else, but the new cars, they're kind of cool. Kind of cool with all the technology and stuff. Don't get me wrong. There's a place for old cars, and there's a place for where kids can run around like they did in the 50s. And I wish it could be that way, but it isn't. Politics is another thing where it changes every 4 years. In Canada and the US generally, there's an election, and that changes things as well. Don't get mad about it. Go with the flow and accept it for what it is. Don't let it build your stress levels up where you hate your neighbor because he voted one way and you voted another way. I have a neighbor that's totally the opposite of me politically. But he borrows tools. We come on over to each other's house for snacks and wine. And if he asked for the shirt off my back, I'd give it to him. Totally against what I believe in politically. He's the opposite. But he's still a great person. You can't hold that against him. So flow with the changing times. And the last one that will improve yourself, don't isolate yourself. Number 6, don't isolate yourself. Get out, meet people, join groups. Groups are always looking for people to join them. A photography club. Even if it's online and you're almost like a shut-in. If you're part of a photography club online, again, embrace new tech, then you can take some pictures and share them with them and they comment and you get to know these people. That's if you're a shut-in. But if not, there's photography clubs, woodworking clubs, stained glass clubs, golfing clubs. I go to a golf course here in the States. I don't know anybody. I go as a single and I join up with them and I'm interacting. I've met people from Chicago. I've met people from Washington State. I met people from all over the US and Europe and Australia one. So, and just sharing their stories. Golf is secondary. It took me a long time to learn that my score really doesn't matter. Who I'm playing with matters. Check this video and check that video. And let's call this one done.